Alright, daily video number 2. I'm getting out of the way nice and early today because I'm getting my tattoo done a bit later on, so I'm not going to feel like doing anything after that. Really quickly, I want to talk today about POV, your point of view. It's something I think is so goddamn important. In fact, when you think about it, point of view is the thing. Your point of view is the thing that it's like the number one thing that will either push you towards the things that you want in life, or it's really going to hold you back. I mean, in your business, in your relationships, in your health and fitness, in everything. Because see, if you believe that you can do something, what are you going to do? You're going to get out there and you're going to fucking do it, right? But if you think that you can't, or you doubt yourself and you think it's not possible, then at the end of the day, it's like they say, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. So your point of view is so goddamn important to kind of begin to expand and open up and I guess enrich, because that's the thing that is going to give you great ideas. That's going to allow you to take the right kind of actions at the right time. But it's also the thing that can leave you trapped. I remember, gosh, about 5 years ago, probably a little bit more now, I worked with a woman who, it was a really interesting thing. Anyway, she, from a young age, she was from another country. I can't remember where it was. I was in Eastern Europe. Anyway, she, when she was about 15, 16 or 17, I can't remember the exact age, she was actually brought back to Australia by an Australian man who basically met her over there, said to the parents, hey, I want to take your daughter, I want to marry her. And he did that and he brought her back to Australia. Anyway, 15, 20 years, they were married, they had kids and all this kind of thing. And it was a really interesting thing. She came and saw me for coaching. And the reason why was because she was absolutely unhappy. This man had, for the last 10 years, given her no love, no attention. She was unhappy. She was definitely not fulfilled. She'd had, I think it was 3 kids. And over this 10 years, he kind of become so cold and so distant, and she had no skills. She literally, from when he took her from her country and brought her over here, basically was a housewife. She had no skills, she didn't know how to make money, she didn't know anything but what she had been involved in for so long. Now, she came to see me because, one, obviously she was very unhappy, but 2, she just had an affair, and it was just crossing everything about her. And as we kind of went through, and a big part of the coaching that we did was expanding her point of view, because I said to her, I said, why are you still there? And she couldn't give me a real answer. She couldn't give me a definitive reason why she's staying there. She rattled off a whole heap of things that were really surface level. And I just said to her, I go, well, at the end of the day, do you think that you staying there is the best thing for your kids? Because that was one of the objections she gave. She's like, it's for the kids. She goes, well, yeah, the kids have their dad and stuff like that. I said, that's great. Remember, all these things are points of view, yeah? So we kind of expanded it out, and I didn't give her any, I guess, direction. I didn't say, hey, you need to leave because you're unhappy, he's been an absolute asshole to you, and it's going to continue to be like that forever unless he fucking changes. I didn't say that. But I also didn't tell her to leave or to stay. I just asked questions to, I guess, let her make her decision, because it wouldn't be right for me to say, hey, do this, because, I don't know her life. And that's all you can really, really do. You need to start thinking to yourself, okay, what are things right now that I'm perceiving that are potentially holding me back? What point of view do you have right now that is keeping you trapped? Because this woman was trapped in this place where she'd gone and done something that crossed her own values. She had an affair, but she needed love and connection. But she felt absolutely trapped. She felt like she couldn't leave because she didn't have the skills. I'm like, why can't you learn those skills? She felt like she shouldn't leave because of the kids. I said, well, what happens if you leave and, you're happy, which means the kids are then happy, and that doesn't mean that they're not going to see the dad. I go, what if that was better for them? And we slowly started to crack open that walnut and let her see more possibilities. And that's what points of view is about. When I was young, I thought the world was going against me. I had to fight to survive. I had to, get out there, and I had to, 15, I had to be dominant. I had to fight. I had to be aggressive. I had to, earn my respect and all that kind of stuff. But then things changed, yeah? My environment changed, I changed. I started to think, well, I don't have to be the toughest dog on the block. I don't have to be that. And then, as I grew and my model expanded, I thought, people said to me, hey, Todd, come do door-to-door sales. In fact, a friend of mine said, come do door-to-door sales. And my original point of view was like, hey, fucking door-to-door sales, are you joking? I'm not one of those people. I hate people. Why the fuck would I go do door-to-door sales when I got to speak to people all the time? But I did, and it's quite funny because I get into door-to-door sales and I make stupid amounts of money, which was fantastic. But that also then opened up the world of new possibilities again, and my frame and my point of view expanded what I can and I can't do as a person, because growing up I was told all the things I couldn't do. But it's funny when we get to a stage where we then start to like release or let go of the shackles and all the things that we're told we can't do, all the things that we saw other people not being able to do, all the things that we think are right or wrong, impossible or possible. That's when the magic really does start to happen, and you can really start to live an amazing life. But it starts with your point of view. And if you are in a spot right now where you're confused, you're feeling lost, you're not sure what you want or where you want to go or what you want to do, start with a self-audit. Literally, you need to start with an audit. Think about, what do I think I can do? What do I think I can't do? What am I doubting about myself? What am I doubting about the world? What am I doubting about other people? And then you need to logically assess that and be like, okay, well, when did I decide that that is true? When did I make this decision that that's right? This is actually 100% true. And how the fuck do you know? Because quite often, just like this woman, when she said, I have to stay here because of the kids, I'm like, you're fucking unhappy. And most likely you're affecting your kids because of that. But when she actually had that frame challenged, she realized it was false, it collapsed, and then new possibilities opened up. And that's what happens when you expand your point of view. She ended up making the decision that was right for her, and she's much, much happier now. But it started with expanding that point of view, her point of view. And that's what you need to do as well. Because if you feel trapped, if you feel hopeless, if you feel like things aren't ever gonna go right, it starts with your point of view. So, Todd Pierce, Daily Vid Number 2, out of the